We begin tonight with a breaking news update. Suspected Huntsville terrorist Aziz Syed back in a Madison County courtroom where a judge made no decision tonight on his bond.
But WAAY 31 was there as Syed was led out of the courtroom. His fate still unknown.
Gentlemen, please step aside.
Aziz, why'd you do it? Do you have anything you want to say? Were you working with anyone else? Why'd you do it?
And there you have it. WAAY 31 followed this story from the very beginning. Today we learned the answer to a question many of you have reached out and asked us. As a Huntsville police detective testified, he revealed just when the investigation into Syed began. Thanks for being here. I'm Bill Young.
And I'm Demetria McClinton. WAAY 31 Sydney Martin is live tonight at the Madison County Courthouse with a breakdown of what happened in court. Sydney.
Bill, Demetria, investigator Snipes with the Huntsville Police Department revealed today that he didn't even learn about Aziz Syed until the week before he was arrested in June. He said the FBI came to them and revealed that they had actually been investigating him since January. I want to walk you through the timeline that he provided in his testimony today, talking about what the FBI found during their investigation.
With the evidence I've heard stacked against him, I definitely think there should be more time with him behind bars and our people safe.
That's the opinion of many, but not everyone, as new details surrounding suspected terrorist Aziz Syed were revealed in court Tuesday afternoon. Investigator Snipes with the Huntsville Strategic Counter-Drug Team walked the courtroom through a timeline of the investigation into Syed. We learned the investigation into Aziz Syed started in January after someone in his inner circle went to the FBI and said Syed had expressed his allegiance to ISIS, even singing ISIS chants. As investigator Snipes continued, he jumped ahead in the timeline to April and what the FBI learned. That jump ahead had Syed's lawyer asking questions.
Thought that was a significant gap. It went from a recorded conversation in January to a recorded conversation in April, and I wondered, what was going on in between then. Obviously, we didn't hear that anything transpired.
In April, the investigator said Syed had a friend deliver a piece of plywood, then showed that friend an ISIS flag and asked him not to share it with anyone. From there, the timeline jumps to June, when investigators said Syed purchased acetone from the Walmart on University Drive in Huntsville on the 4th, one of the materials used to make a TATP bomb. June 15 is when we learned about Aziz Syed, the day he was arrested. Investigators said Syed sat through a 4-hour-long interview with the FBI, all while other agents at Huntsville police carried out a raid on Syed's home. Here's what we know they found that night: all the precursors to make a TATP bomb. They also found a large piece of plywood with large knives stuck in it, along with a passport and foreign currency, which were seized. While the defense argued for Syed's release on bond, the prosecution said all the evidence points to Syed skipping town.
If you ask, do I think he would try to get out of here and leave? Yeah, absolutely.
The judge announced today he is still making that decision on bond. He also said that the grand jury will be the jury for this case. Live in Huntsville, Sydney Martin, WAAY 31 News.
All right, thanks so much, Sydney. And tonight, WAAY 31 is bringing you both sides of the legal fight over the bond for Aziz Syed. Prosecutors are arguing for the judge to not allow bond, but if it is allowed, they are offering a $150,000 cash bond. They believe Syed pledged allegiance to ISIS, and his plans would violate the Alabama Constitution, which says all citizens are endowed inalienable rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. The defense, however, wants Syed out on bond and offered a third party who will have custody of Syed while he goes to school and continues with his daily life. He would have to remain under house arrest and subject to electronic monitoring. And as Sydney pointed out, a Madison County judge did not make a decision on bond before the hearing ended. But right now on our webpage, you can keep up with everything happening in the Syed trial at WAAYTV.com. We have crews and reporters following stories all across the Tennessee Valley in order to keep you informed.
Now, more breaking news to tell you about tonight. The Tuscumbia mother, missing since Thursday, is alive. Found just hours ago near her house. Right now, she's being treated at Eliza Coffey Memorial Hospital. WAAY 31 followed the disappearance and search for Sachiko Basden from the very beginning. It was just before the newscast when the Tuscumbia chief of police confirmed Basden is being checked out at the hospital and was found, quote, nearby, in reference to her home along Warren Street. She's described as dehydrated, but otherwise okay. And new details continue to emerge tonight in the murder of a prominent local attorney inside his home. This is the Facebook post from the law firm where Steve Griffith was a partner. Quote, "Our hearts are broken. We have lost our senior partner, our mentor, and our friend. No one will ever be able to replace Steve Griffith. He was larger than life." WAAY 31 brought you the news of the murder in Coleman County Monday night at 10. Today, deputies confirmed an intruder killed Griffith inside his house along County Road 1301 on Monday afternoon. The intruder, now identified as 45-year-old Patrick Walker, was killed by someone else in the house. Deputies did not say who, but said the person is in the hospital. Walker is described as mentally unstable with a decade-long obsession with Griffith. We talked to Griffith's pastor, who said he, like many in the community, are stunned by this crime.
It's close to home. It strikes very, very hard.
The sheriff's department said they will not go into how Walker or Griffith died, but of course, we're going to update you with every piece of new information as it comes into our newsroom. 3 arrests made in the murder of a young woman found dead in Tuscaloosa County. Within the past 30 minutes, WAAY 31 received mugshots of all 3 suspects. On your screen right now, 23-year-old Coran Lewis, 20-year-old Vida Confetti Duena, and 16-year-old Kendrick Marshall. The body of Jennifer Nevin was found alongside a methane gas well in the Yellow Creek community. Right now, a motive for her murder is unknown, and the suspects are being held without bond.
New tonight, President Donald Trump had a second previously undisclosed conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin at a summit in Germany earlier this month. The White House spokesman Sean Spicer said Trump and Putin spoke during a world leaders dinner at the G20 summit. White House officials said the meeting lasted for nearly an hour. The conversation took place in full view of other world leaders. And Trump and Putin had a formal meeting earlier that day. U.S. intelligence officials have accused the Russian government of meddling in the 2016 election to help Trump win. And today, President Trump extended an invitation to Senate Republicans to the White House. This after a GOP attempt to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act collapsed for a second time. Press Secretary Sean Spicer confirmed the senators were invited to lunch in order to discuss the way to move forward on the health care bill. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced earlier today the Senate will move ahead on a repeal vote early next week. And new tonight, Governor Kay Ivey talked about her first 100 days in office.
The governor said the ship is steady with her cabinet and staff in place. One issue her team is already working on is how to address prison overcrowding in Alabama, as well as a mental health program a federal court deemed unconstitutional. Right now, the governor said she does not yet know if a special legislative session is needed to address the problem. She also spent time in the past 100 days, she said, disbanding 18 task force her predecessor, Robert Bentley, created, though she said she is most proud of the number of jobs created, noting that more Alabamians are working now than any time in the past decade.
And my long-term goal is for everybody who wants a job to have a job, but not just any job. I want them to have a job for which they've been trained and they're qualified for, and pays a good wage and good salary so they can take care of their family.
When asked if she decided whether she will run for office in 2018, Governor Ivey said she'll make that decision in due time. Right now, she said she is just focused on governing. And for the first time since he resigned, Robert Bentley talked to a reporter. He said people are very kind to him. And as WAAY 31 reported, he's back to running his dermatology practice in Tuscaloosa. He also described himself as, quote, by far the best governor ever of Alabama. He said he accomplished more in 7 years in office than the state's 5 previous governors. Of course, Robert Bentley pleaded guilty to misdemeanor campaign finance charges and resigned back in April. Congressman Mo Brooks at the center of a controversy tonight after a photo was sent by a rival candidate that shows Brooks wearing an Army combat badge he did not earn. Now, Brooks said he was only wearing the badge because an Army veteran gave it to him after Brooks's actions during the shooting at a congressional baseball practice last month. The congressman told WAAY 31 he just didn't have the heart to tell the veteran, Army Colonel John Reitzel, no.
I was very honored by John Reitzel's conduct and did not have the heart to reject his kindness.
The congressman did not violate Alabama's Stolen Valor Act by wearing the badge because he never claimed to have served in combat.
A woman claimed the top spot in the Alabama National Guard for the first time. Governor Kay Ivey selected Major General Cheryl Gordon as Adjutant General, calling her a, quote, trailblazer and visionary leader. She takes over the position on August 1st, replacing the retiring Major General Gary Smith.
More frustration after another day filled with problems at driver's license offices all across Alabama.
And WAAY 31 went to officials and discovered how what was supposed to be an improvement caused more problems than it solved.
And of course, we've already seen big heat today, a little bit of rain, but can we expect the same thing for tomorrow? I'll let you know that after the break.
You're watching WAAY 31 News.